The popularity of Bitcoin, a cryptocurrency, over the last few years has paved the way for various cities and countries all over the world to start using it. Investors are also enticed to invest in Bitcoin because of the possible profits that it can bring. However, Bitcoin is volatile and it's not regulated by a central bank. Bitcoin is also not printed and is computer generated via mining. In this video, we're going to discuss the current countries and cities that have started adopting cryptocurrencies and what it could possibly mean for the whole market. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you don't miss any of the new videos we post. El Salvador just became the first country in the world to adopt Bitcoin, a form of cryptocurrencies, as legal tender. The country's president, Nayib Bukele, broadcasted his intention on a video at the Bitcoin conference in Miami. He said that the country is partnering with a digital wallet company called Strike to build modern financial infrastructure using Bitcoin technology. The country's economy is mainly driven by remittances that require a middleman for foreign exchange and international transfers. Every dollar that comes into the country loses its value due to the arduous and long process. Most of the country's residents aren't connected to modern banking systems, so cash is the ultimate instrument. This adds further stress to the economy that's already dependent on foreign currency. Bitcoin can change this by enabling offshore transfers, a modern banking experience, and domestic payments. For a country as small as El Salvador, this seems like a step in the right direction. El Salvador's decision has opened up the floodgates in other Latin American countries. Politicians in nearby countries such as Paraguay, Panama, Brazil, and Argentina have also voiced their support for such a transition. Bitcoin can be used anonymously to conduct transactions between account holders anytime and anywhere across the globe. This is one of the features that make cryptocurrency attractive not only to investors but also terror organizations and criminals. Unscrupulous characters can use it to sell or buy illegal goods such as weapons and drugs. Fortunately, that trend has shifted lately as criminals move away from cryptocurrency for fear of being tracked. Although most countries have not determined the legality of Bitcoin and are taking a wait-and-see approach, there are certain places which have assented to the legal use of Bitcoin with the help of some regulatory oversight. However, as of June 2021, El Salvador remains the only nation to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender. Canada is one of the countries that have said yes to Bitcoin. The country maintains a generally Bitcoin-friendly stance while also ensuring that Bitcoin is not used for criminal activities such as money laundering. The Canada Revenue Agency views Bitcoin as a commodity. This means that Bitcoin transactions are viewed as barter transactions, and the income generated is treated as business income. Taxation also depends on whether the individual has a buying-selling business or is only investing. The country considers Bitcoin exchanges to be a money service business, and this brings them under the purview of AML, or anti-money laundering laws. Bitcoin exchanges also need to be registered with the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Center of Canada, or FINTRAC. They must report any suspicious transactions, keep certain records, and also abide by any compliance plans. Furthermore, a few Canadian banks have also banned the use of their debit or credit cards for Bitcoin transactions. The United States of America has also taken a generally positive stance when it comes to Bitcoin. Just like its North American neighbor, the US has plenty of huge businesses which accept Bitcoin as payment, such as Subway, Dish Network, Microsoft, and Overstock. The digital currency has also made its way to the derivative markets in the United States, which further adds to its legitimacy. Guidance on Bitcoin has been issued by the U.S. Department of Treasury's Financial Crimes Enforcement Network of FinCEN since 2013. Bitcoin is defined not as a currency but as a money services business, or MSB. This places Bitcoin under the Bank Secrecy Act, which requires payment processors as well as exchanges to adhere to specific possibilities like record keeping, reporting, and registration. Moreover, Bitcoin is also categorized as property for taxation purposes by the IRS. The European Union declared in October 2015 that buying and selling digital currencies is considered a supply of services and that it should be exempt from VAT, or value-added tax, in all member states. Additionally, some member states of the European Union have developed their own Bitcoin rules and regulations. In Belgium, the Federal Public Service Finance has made Bitcoin exempt from VAT. In Finland, the Central Board of Taxes has given Bitcoin a VAT-exempt status by classifying it as a financial service. It's treated not as a currency in Finland but as a commodity. However, in Cyprus, Bitcoin is not regulated or controlled. In the United Kingdom, the Financial Conduct Authority has a pro-Bitcoin stance and wants the regulatory bodies to be supportive of the digital currency. Bitcoin is also under tax regulation populations in the UK. Bulgaria's National Revenue Agency has brought Bitcoin under existing tax laws. Germany, on the other hand, is open to Bitcoin and is considered legal there. However, it is taxed differently depending on whether the authorities are dealing with users, enterprises, miners, or exchanges. Aside from countries, there are also cities which have embraced Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. Amsterdam is home to mining hardware maker Bitfury. It's also the European headquarters of payment service provider BitPay. In the city, there are more than 30 merchants that accept Bitcoin as payment, including a barber, bike rental, and antique ring shops. The city's almost 1 million residents have access to a dozen Bitcoin ATMs. Merchants in places such as The Hague, Rotterdam, and Utrecht also accept cryptocurrency for a variety of transactions. Tel Aviv, Israel's financial center and one of the world's leading places for startups, has more than a dozen merchants that accept Bitcoin, and there are 2 Bitcoin ATMs for a population of almost 500,000 people. Tel Aviv's Israel Bitcoin Meetup group is among the world's most active with almost 4,000 members. Ljubljana in Slovenia has a population of almost 3 million people. The prominent Bitcoin exchange Bitstamp was founded by Slovenians before the company set up operations in London and Luxembourg. Ljubljana has 4 Bitcoin ATMs and about 200 merchants who accept Bitcoin. Zurich, Switzerland's largest city and leading financial center, has about 24 businesses that accept Bitcoin. The city has 10 ATMs serving a population of more than 400,000. Tampa's almost 400,000 residents, and there are more than 4 dozen merchants in the city that accept Bitcoin. They have a surprising number of Bitcoin ATMs, 45. Buenos Aires, Argentina has more than 100 merchants that accept Bitcoin, and there are 11 Bitcoin ATMs in the city of almost 3 million people. Although Argentina has a reputation for debt and currency crisis, Bitcoin has received a warm welcome. As much as Bitcoin has gained popularity over the last few years, there are still a few countries that are hesitant in welcoming it. They're wary of Bitcoin's volatility, decentralized nature, and its perceived threat to current monetary systems. It has often been linked to illicit activities such as money laundering and drug trafficking. Some countries have even resorted to banning digital currency outright, while there are others that have cut support from the financial and banking systems essential for its use in trading. Let's take a look at those countries. In Russia, Bitcoin is not regulated, and the use of Bitcoin as payment for goods and services is considered illegal. The government of Vietnam, as well as its state bank, maintains that Bitcoin is not a legitimate payment method, though it isn't regulated as an investment. El Banco Central de Bolivia is banned the use of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. Ecuador has banned Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies by a majority vote in the National Assembly. Colombia also does not allow the use of or investment in Bitcoin. China has essentially banned Bitcoin. All banks in the country, as well as other financial institutions, such as payment processors, are prohibited from dealing or transacting in Bitcoin. The government has cracked down on miners, and cryptocurrency exchange is also prohibited. However, China has created their own digital currency called the Cyber Yuan. It gives Beijing the power to track spending in real time. The country is leading the race in displacing Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as governments all over the world grow increasingly wary. Centralized digital currencies are seen as a way of streamlining key activities and preserving public trust. China's success with its digital yuan is pushing other countries to create their own digital currencies, and this puts cryptocurrencies under pressure. Since the first blocked mine in 2009, Bitcoin has made substantial progress. Its impressive rate of adoption is a telling sign that virtual currencies are going to stay around for a long time. While it isn't surprising for international financial centers to embrace Bitcoin, it's interesting that smaller towns have done so. It seems that every country nowadays wants a piece of cryptocurrency, but the question is, how is it benefiting them? The phenomenon isn't limited to a country, continent, or even an economy size. There's just no way to deny the universal hype, but its implementation varies widely among countries. The global financial industry has this assumption that central banks will always lend a helping hand through sovereign backing. The current evolution of digital currencies can be classified into 2: decentralized currencies such as Ethereum and Bitcoin, and central bank digital currency. Although quite distinct from each other, the two share the same goal, and that is to bring modern-era banking to the average person on the street, no matter where they are in the world. We have to the end of the video, folks. Do you think it's a good idea for countries to accept Bitcoin? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Stay tuned to this channel for more exciting videos. Stay safe, and we'll see you around.